So, what's the best argument against purpose? Have you ever heard any good arguments?
Yeah, it's funny. There's some people who get what I call purpose anxiety now. I don't have a purpose. Oh my God, what do I do? And everybody else now is finding their purpose. Oh crap. And people waiting for it, like for some deity to come down and, in a bolt of lightning, you are now this. That may not happen. You have to actively work toward this. Often physicians that I speak with, especially women, I was giving a talk in Maui a few years ago to the National Obstetrics and Gynecology Organization. All these 500 doctors, probably 400 are women. And I ran a workshop after the keynote address about finding purpose. And all these people came in, and almost all were women. And they said,
Hmm.
we're so used to having to overachieve compared to our male counterparts. Now, suddenly, there's one more thing I need to overachieve, and I'm really nervous. I don't have a
Oh,
purpose. And I'd say, really, you're like a physician, like you're doing, the most amazing work. And they go, no, not purposeful the way you're talking about. We need to have more purpose. So, yeah, you can probably develop purpose anxiety. Somebody recently asked me, a student, what's it like to have a purpose? And I said, it's very
whoa.
much like jumping in I had to think about it because I'd never thought about the feeling it's like. I said, it's kind of like jumping in a river where the current is moving in a certain direction and you just feel like you're going with that flow and you really like that direction that you're taking. And then you may see an offshoot, a stream going off that river and go, I want to try that stream. And that is still going with the same current. And you're no longer fighting all the time this current and you're able to just go with the flow. But at the same time, you can pop around and experiment and try new things that are still part of that flow. I think that's a good analogy, at least for me, because I've been able to try all sorts of new things, write a graphic novel, a comic book,
Yeah.
um, you know, develop a new app, lots and lots of things that I've been able to explore and have fun with. And it's made my life so much richer as a result of having this strong purpose that I have in my life.
Well, and you just synthesized something I've been trying to put on words on the podcast over the last couple months. And the analogy of floating down a river and there's different channels. And what I've been trying to get at, Vic, I want your analysis on this, is people see certain outcomes they want and they try
Mhm.
and copy and paste someone who's been successful achieving that outcome into their life. They
Yeah,
decide to go to
sure,
law school, to med school because
sure.
they want
Yeah,
money or a house or a
yeah.
membership or whatever, prestige.
Mhm,
And you see someone really happy in that job. And that's
mhm.
because that's their flow. That is their cause, their calling, their purpose.
Yeah,
And if that's not yours, you're going to be swimming upstream, to use your analogy, which I think is really good. So you're going again where they're
yeah,
going with the flow and everything in their life is pushing them more in that direction.
yeah.
You have to fight everything in life towards that direction.
Yeah, and I totally agree with you, Andy. It's kind of a secret that I try to inform my students about too. A lot of my students want what I'd call escalator jobs. Like you hop on this escalator and you're up there and you're a doctor now. Then I suppose I'll be happy. Well, maybe they won't be. Maybe that escalator job, which they work really hard to get into medical school, for example, and then they become a doc. I know a lot of doctors who aren't that happy. I know a lot of lawyers and
Yeah.
other people who make plenty of money and have that kind of prestige. They're not very happy. There are other kinds of jobs that feel like more of a struggle for a while, almost like a chutes and ladders game or something. They have to hop over here. They may fail and go down, then they go back up, and then they find this and find that. They have to learn to be more opportunistic, more open. Um, but very often, those people, as long as you're finding that that fits with a purpose and direction that you have, that you can be passionate about, and passion isn't the same as purpose, but if you have a strong purpose and direction in your life and you're following this, very often these good things happen. You end up with a job or a lifestyle that's far superior to an escalator job.